Hey, you all.
Hey, you all.
We are excited to be here with our pet therapist friend, Patches. And we wanted to talk about emotional vocabulary for kids. And if you all aren't aware, we have a whole portfolio on Are My Kids on Track right now. And we're super excited to be jumping on Instagram to talk about it for these next several months to round out the portfolio. So that includes the online courses, which there's a link in our bio. If you haven't seen those, we have Are My Kids on Track to do a deeper dive. Also, our podcast season. We got a great podcast season going. You're distracted.
I am. You're talking about the portfolio. I'm focused on the puppy. Both are important, though.
Both are important. Our podcast for a long season, we're going to be talking about Are My Kids on Track. We're super excited about that. And we're going to be on Instagram. And today we want to talk about 2 reasons kids don't talk about their feelings. So will you jump in and start off talking about the boys?
I will. And I would say one of the first reasons is because boys do a lot of swinging between suppression, which is holding feelings in, and eruption, which is exploding all over the place. And I think those 2 swings will stay instinctive unless we do a lot of practicing the middle ground of what I call expression, which is just naming their feelings, which is just talking about their experience. And you've heard me talk a little bit about how often research tells us that we tend to, when girls are reporting on their day, ask them how did they feel about those events. And with boys, we just kind of ask them, what did you do? And if we go past what did you do, we move toward what did you think about that? But we rarely get to a place of asking them, how'd you feel about that? And girls need us to ask, how'd you feel and what did you think? Boys need the exact same. And that's one way that I think we can help them move out of that swing between suppression and eruption. What about girls?
I think girls swing between pressure and pressure these days in 2024. And on the podcast, we talked about the pressure to please that girls feel. I would say there is also significant pressure in this day and time to perform. And I have never seen girls as perfectionistic as I'm seeing. And I think it's one of the ways anxiety shows up because that kind of performance makes us feel more in control. Hello, any Enneagram 1s or perfectionists out there. And I think more is being required of them than ever before. And so I want us to be really aware of what kind of pressure they're feeling academically, that they're feeling athletically, that they're feeling artistically. I mean, really in all areas of their life, I want us to be aware and maybe even ask them, hey, I heard these people talk. And they said, they work with kids, and they said that girls are feeling more pressure than ever before. Tell me where you're feeling pressure. What are you carrying around? Ask her questions about it. And then I want to make sure that you are creating a lot of room and a lot of space to fail. I want you to be talking about failure as a family around the dinner table. Share regularly about ways that you messed up. Mess up in front of her, even if it's in silly ways that you're dropping something that you can't come pick her up from school and say, oh, I really botched it today, or whatever it is, that they're just feeling like there's room and safe space not to be perfect, not to be holding it all together all the time, because I do think girls feel the pressure to do that more than ever before. And I think we've got to really normalize failure. We've got to normalize things being hard. I just have been reading Alexander and the Horrible, No Good, Very Bad Day and Grumpy Monkey. And I think for kids to know days are hard. There are going to be things that we just feel off. And again, I think girls don't often feel space to be in that place. And so we want to be really aware of what we're normalizing, what we're giving room for when we think about the girls we love. We're going to be back with even more ways to get kids to talk next week. We'll see y'all then.